Shabbat Shalom and welcome. Turn me down. Rabbi Lav. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom and welcome everybody to Congregational Reformed Judaism in Orlando, Florida. If you're a guest, we welcome you. If our congregant, we warmly welcome you as well. Guests and friends, and tonight is Shabbat Shuvah. It is the Shabbat that lays between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. It's a 10-day period. There's always a Shabbat. And so tonight we will reflect a little bit about the holidays and as we approach Yom Kippur, which begins on Sunday night at 8 o'clock. So, Cantor Bryce, we're starting with some warm-up music to warm up for Shabbat and to warm up in this new year of 5781.
Exactly. So we will start off with Leshana Tova, because Shana Tova, we just started, can't believe it's already a week ago. That was Erev Rosh Hashanah. The time is just flying. And in 48 hours, just about, will be Yom Kippur, Kol Nidre Erev Yom Kippur. Leshana Tova Tikatevu, Leshana Tova Tikatevu, Tikatevu, Vetechatemu, Leshana Tova Tikatevu, Leshana Tova Tikatevu, Tikatevu, Vetechatemu. Try it with me. Lishana Tova Tikatevu, Lishana Tova Tikatevu, Tikatevu, Vetechatemu. One more time. Lishana Tova Tikatevu, Lishana Tova Tikatevu, Tikatevu, Vetechatemu. And on that note, we're still in the 10-day period, right? And we're thinking about returning our soul becoming pure again, restarting, evolution. So I wanted to share, I shared this almost 2 weeks ago at Slichot, maybe another time as well. It's called Return Again. What have you been thinking about when evaluating this past year? Are there things you regret? Are there people you should say sorry to? Now's the time. Return, return again. Return, return again. Return, return again. Return, return again. I have made some mistakes. I may have caused anger or pain. Return, return again. Return, return again. Return, return again. Return, return again. My heart aches, my soul cries. I know I'm not perfect in God's eyes. Chatati, pashati, I am here to say sorry. Return, return again. 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 Return, return again.
As in this High Holy Day season, there are moments in Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur services where we don't say words, we listen to melodies. There are tunes, Shema Kolenu, Achef Shechatanu Lefanecha. There are sounds of Avinu Malkeinu and certainly Kol Nidre, which we will hear on Sunday night, that more than the words, we listen to the music. And so in that spirit of Shabbat, a special nigun that really doesn't have any meaning, but it's not intended to. We're supposed to focus on the flow and the feeling and the sounds of the music to inspire us for this Shabbat.
So I have been told that the guitar is not being heard, and it might be that my battery is dead. Can one of you just set up a mic we'll put in front of the guitar? Let's
Get
just
one of
do
the
that.
cordless mics that are in there and a mic stand, or we can just put it on the podium actually.
Yeah, we want to pick up the guitar, but it might be that the battery is dead. But for now, we'll just do it with my voice.
I hope your batteries aren't dead. Do you go slowly as a cantor when your batteries are dead?
My vocal batteries
not.
are nice
They're
and
good.
alive. Oh gosh.
They're fully
yes.
charged,
The singing
100%,
for High Holidays has brought it back.
100%
Has brought the
charged.
high notes and the
Yep.
clarity back from my voice, which feels really good. Beam. Oh, actually, we're doing the other beam bomb first. We're doing 2 beam bombs right now. Beam bomb medley. So here's the first one. They'll do the one you know after. Okay? You've heard this one, though, actually. I've sung it at least once before, so you may remember it. Might sound sort of familiar. Goes like this. It's by Lisa Levine, cantor Lisa Levine. Beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum. Beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum, beam bum. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. But I'm sure there are more.
Bim bom, bim bom.
Yeah, bim bom, bim bom,
Bim bom, bim bom, bim bom.
bim bom squared. No, may bomb. Smichut. Bim bom, bim 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 bom, bim 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 bom. Bim bom, bim 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 bom, bim 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 bom. Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. The haze?
No, the bim bam. The fact
I don't
that
know, I mean,
Nigun, anybody could join in the Nigun. It doesn't have words. You don't have to know the words. You don't have to read. You just have to feel the kind of flow of the music.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's
So
definitely
if you
fun to
have-
sing.
If you have Shabbat candles at home or a Kiddush cup, you're more than welcome to join us as we join together. Of course, as we like to say, Shabbat distant for our candles and Kiddush blessing tonight. Please join us in a moment as we join together for the blessing. Ooh, that's a prayer book. It's a lesson.
As long as the candles don't fall, right?
Poo, 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 Canner Bryce.
Never lit the candles with a robe on, I don't think. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. We're good.
You gave it oxygen by
I did
speaking.
something. I gave it love. I don't know what I did. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Or Shabbat Shuvah, right?
And
That's
we
what
wish everyone that's watching us, we wish you a wonderful Shabbat Shuvah, the Shabbat of return. Of course, is part of our tradition. And now we lift our Kiddush cups up in celebration for Shabbat and Shabbat Shuvah, and also certainly as we are experiencing these high holy days, a little distant, but feeling very close at the same time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho ve'ahava u'ratzon inchilanu zikaron lemasei bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'vratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is true. There are many, many beautiful renditions of the different prayers for the High Holy Days. They're all beautiful in their own way. So we are going to continue with Lechadodi by Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach. Lechadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat mekabela. Lechadodi
zachor b'dibor echad, hishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad, Shemo tiferet b'lichila, echad odi, ikrat kala, penei Shabbat mekabela, likrat Shabbat lehuvenecha, ki imechor averacha merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machashava techila lecha dodi, ikrat kala, penei Shabbat mekabela, hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'orech kumi ori, uri uri shir daberi, kevod Adonai alaych yiglalecha dodi, ikrat kala, penei Shabbat mekabela.
Please stand as you're able if you would like to welcome even in your home. The Sabbath bride has no domain or no territory. The Sabbath bride is everywhere, so please join us for the last verse.
Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha u'betzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat mekabela. One more time. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat mekabela. So, we will continue.
Yes, because
Yes.
we want to first kind of bring Shabbat in, and then when we enter the liturgy, there'll be some things that'll be related to the Shabbat Shuvah, the Shabbat return.
And this is in the same key. We got Shalom Aleichem in E minor, and Lechadodi was just in E minor. So
That's
that's,
so much better knowing.
yeah, it's kind of nice when that happens. It's a nice feeling.
It's easy now for me to adjust.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
As we recite the Baruch Hu in a moment, we sing the Baruch Hu together. we take in consideration these words about prayer from the heart. I bow, I face the ground, I fall before the Most High. Farther than heaven's heaven are you. Nearer to me than the flesh on my bones. What have I to offer you but my spirit? How shall I lift up my eyes to you, O God? How can my tongue give praise? The signs of your love are countless, as are my sins, more numerous than the sands of the sea. So guide each of us, God, toward the right path, our teacher, our keeper of faith, source of all that I know. When my heart speaks, I hear the words myself, and you, I pray that you hear me as well.
So, we are going to do the Baruch Hu, and it is going to be to the tune of the High Holy Days, like last time, and I think the week before. But I think most of you now know this tune, and I figured why not say in the spirit of the High Holy Days for these prayers, this prayer and another prayer.
Adonai Tzavot Shemo El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimlach Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Adonai Hamariv Haramim. And that is called a Chatima. It's the sealing. It's the same word. Gumar Chatima
Fatima
Tova.
means sealed. It came from actually a biblical term where a king would put a
Stamp,
seal,
yeah, right.
on something, a stamp. So we are sealed. Gamar Chatima Tova means Gamar, may you be sealed. Tova, and may you be sealed for a good year.
And yeah, so Chatima, in this case, it's the Chatima of a prayer. It means
At the end of a prayer, it seals it off and finishes it.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Gamar Chatima Tova is the traditional blessing during this time of year, and then on Yom Kippur it is that, and Sum Kal, may you have an easy fast. And so as we talk about Ahavat Olam, we talk once again about the love of God, the love that God has for our people, and then the Shema, where we say the word Echad, the uniqueness of ourselves being created in the image of God, and then after the Shema, of course, the V'ahavta, the words of our love expressed for God, all wrapped up around the Shema. So Ahavat Olam.
So this Ahavat Olam is by Max Helfman. And if you attended my lecture on High Holy Days composers, he was one of the composers I covered, along with Max Janowski, two Maxes. And he wrote...
You were maxed out.
Yeah. He wrote so many beautiful pieces. This is one of them. He wrote, you'll hear the Shema Kolenu on Yom Kippur. He wrote that. And he has a lot of just beautiful melodies. So I decided that I wanted to sing this for you tonight in honor of the High Holy Days and Max Helfman.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah Mitzvot Chukim Mishpatim Otanu Limota
You are my witness, says Adonai. God is first, Echad. God is last, Va'ed. There is no God but Adonai. Testify for me, says Adonai. In your love for me, teach your children, embracing Torah now and forever. We accept God's sovereignty in reverence, treating others with love, studying Torah. May this be our will as we witness the Shema.
So this melody you all know really well by Solomon Zolzer. He also composed a lot of beautiful melodies, and the Shema that the choir does with me on the High Holidays is written by him as well. So he wrote at least 2 different Shemas, maybe more. Actually, if my memory serves, I think what he first notated when he wrote was a 3 festivals notated music book. So it was Passover, Shabbat, and Sukkot, and I think this might have been in it. Could be wrong though. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Keron Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. And we continue with the Ve'afta. Ve'afta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam ve'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lektecha v'derech u'shofbecha u'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot beineinecha u'chtavtam al mezizot beitecha u'visharecha leman tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lichyot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
Her words for the Michamocha, for every exile who walked out of Egypt between walls of water, for everyone who remembered the field of Sebim underfoot, the sibilant roar of water rearing on the right, on the left, someone forgot, someone skinned. For every proselyte at Sinai, someone never heard of horns at all. Someone turned back from the mountain to bank the fire, feed the baby, steal a secret moment with another. Revelation begins in attention. While the elders trembled before the word of God flowing down the scorched north flank of Sinai, someone, rising from a last long embrace, gazed into the rapt face of the beloved and saw that it was good. redemption.
High holiday melody again. Hope you're not getting sick of them. Just going through the rest of them. Coming up. We won't hear them again until a year from, well, less than a year. It's early next year. We won't hear them until next time. Won't we?
There it is exactly here. Well, there's the two phrases.
Okay. Technically speaking. Let's do it again. Baruch atah Adonai, God The choir was great for all of the Rosh Hashanah, and we're going to see him again.
The Hashkivenu, the prayer that reminds us to go to sleep and wake up to a better day. When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes, when death confronts us, it is God's blessing of shalom that sustains us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving in us. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom. Raise us up, O God, with shalom.
So if there are any kids on here that are attending religious school, this is the Hashkivenu that we're focusing on these next couple of weeks. We focused on it last week. I can't talk and play at the same time. It's too complicated for me right now. So every 4 or 5 weeks, I'm changing up the melodies. So last time we focused on melody by Rabbi Yoshi Zweibach, Ken Chasen, I forgot the last person, but it's the camp version. I call it the camp version. And so this is the version we're focusing on now. It's the second week out of very beautiful version. It's by David.
chapter of the book of Exodus, it says Shabbat is a sign forever. Why is Shabbat an eternal sign of Israel's relationship with God? Among the days, Shabbat is unique, a monument to God's withdrawal from all creative activity. The moment in cosmic time when God, literally the Ruach, God took a breath. When we celebrate this unique day, we emulate our Maker, and therein perhaps experience the breathing space that comes after 6 days of doing and making. Shabbat is a sign that we, in our own human way, are following in God's footsteps. B'Tselem Elohim. By keeping Shabbat, we bear witness that the covenant endures, and that we take a Shabbat cleansing breath.
So this version of Hashamra, I think I did last time, not last week, but on the 11th, and it's by Meir Finkelstein. Now, it could be Stein, by the way, not sure. He is a cantor, a longtime cantor in Houston, Texas, I believe. And he has written so many beautiful pieces out of all the composers. I mean, I wouldn't say he's written more than, but his piece, I did his Hashki Venu on Erev Rosh Hashanah, and I will be doing his Shalom Rav on Kol Nidre, and I think I might be doing, Besefer Chaim is his as well, but he's written so many, he wrote the famous Ledor Vador, if you know it, Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador. Anyway, look him up, it's amazing. So much good music. Look, all of these are, look.
Where do you look someone up, on the internet or phone?
And he's still living, whereas Halpin's not alive anymore, Silter's not alive. Still doing well. The Shabbat.
Some of you that maybe listen to public radio are familiar with a show that ran for many, many years, and it was with two gentlemen, Click and Clack, the Tapper Brothers. They were from Boston, from Harvard Square, as they used to say. They had a public radio show called Card Talk. Well, this is the first edition of Rabbi Card Talk tonight. I thought since we're having drive-in Shabbats and drive-in Slichot and drive-in services that it would be appropriate just for a moment to talk a little bit about cars, but not in the normal sense that you would think. You know,
if you think about it for a moment, cars are a lot like people. They come in different sizes and shapes and colors. Some have loud horns and some are quiet. Some are newer models, some are older models. You know, the older models, they don't have computers in them of cars. So just like people, the newer models of people, they are almost born with computers in their hands. The little kids that are born now are immediately on their devices. Cars come in different styles, as I said. They have different names. But when we compare cars and people, there's one thing that both cars and people have in common. Does anybody know what it is? Canner, do you know what it is? He might know, but I asked, but there's no one here, so maybe people at home are thinking about it. But here's the thing. No matter what model you have, no matter what make you have, no matter what your car looks like, whether it's old or new, it's convertible or it's a sedan or a station wagon or electric or gas, every car at one point or another needs a tune-up, right? Is that true? I mean, you can't keep running cars forever without getting the oil changed and a tune-up. And so if we think about the high holidays for a moment, it is sort of like a spiritual tune-up. Now, it's not that during the rest of the year we don't practice repentance and tzedakah, and we don't pray, and we don't ask for forgiveness. But this is a special period over 10 days that is a spiritual tune-up. And what is it that we're tuning up? Well, it's not the tires, it's not the trunk, it's not the engine. Nope. It's neither of those. It is a compass that tells whether it's a GPS, which is global positioning system, but in this case, it's a GPS. It's a God positioning system. Many cars have it today. It tells you which direction to go and which street to go down. Well, inside of us, we have a GPS. It's a God positioning system. And it's inside of us. Some call it a conscience. Some call it a moral compass. Some call it an idea about God. Whatever it is that thing which helps to steer us in the right direction. You see, all of us are given choices about how to act. But there's something inside of us that's a spiritual compass which is supposed to lead us in the right direction. And every once in a while, like anything, it needs a tune-up. And so we come to the High Holy Days for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and we get a tune-up of our spiritual compass. We get a tune-up to tell us the things that we did wrong, which is so emphasized in the High Holiday Prayer Book. It's all about the sins you commit, the wrongs you commit, the things you do against other people. You are to go ask forgiveness from them personally. The things you do against God, you have to ask God for forgiveness. And I thought for so long that it's so much about the things that we do wrong. And that's certainly an important part of this 10-day period. But I think the tradition is also missing something. What is it missing in our God positioning system? It's also missing the opportunity for us to reflect on the things we did right. Now, we can talk about decisions we made that led us down the wrong path. But what about the decisions that we did and made that led us on the right path? What about in that moment of conscience we decided, I'll do the right thing? We should also not only make tshuva, return for the things that we did wrong, but we should do tshuva to remind ourselves of the things we did right. Because those are reinforcing. When we know we did something, we did the right thing for someone. We did the right thing to help a person. We did the right thing when we're driving in traffic and we let someone in front of us. We have to also think about that as part of the adjustment and the tune-up of our moral compass. And that's really what it is about. If there was not an agreed-upon sense of morality in a society, the society blends into chaos. We have in our Jewish tradition a specific guide of principles by which we are to live. And this is what are the factors that are inside of our GPS. And these are called midot. These are basic Jewish values that sometimes need a tune-up. They need to be adjusted a little more or a little less. Whatever the adjustment, whatever the tune-up we come in for high holidays, those midot are there. And there's lists of them. There are things like compassion, understanding, kindness, loving kindness, truth, the ability to be flexible, the ability to not get angry, the ability to let things slide off of us. These are all basic Jewish values that come from the Torah, but are exhibited throughout Jewish history through the writings of the rabbis and the teachers that teach basic Jewish concepts. And so as we think today at home, we have the ability now to not come to synagogue. It's not a personal experience for us to get our GPS adjusted this year, our spiritual compass, but it is for us at home, the work that we do when we're watching the services, when we're talking to our family members, when we're going to the people that we hurt directly and ask for forgiveness, when we're journaling the things that we did and perhaps try to do them better. So during these 10 days, it is a time for us to not only think about the things that we did wrong, but also to celebrate the things that we did right. As our tradition teaches, mitzvah goreret mitzvah. One good act leads to another good act, but avera goreret avera. A bad deed leads to another bad deed. So the idea is, as we readjust our spiritual compass, we want to make sure that those bad deeds are turned off, but those good deeds are turned on. May this be a time for each and every one of us to do the internal spiritual introspection that we are to do, to adjust our conscience, our moral compass, our GPS, our concept of God, whatever it is. May that adjustment be fine-tuned for a year filled with blessing, happiness, and joy. And this is the first rendition of Rabbi Car Talk. So Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova, and Gamar Chatima Tova. May you be sealed for a good year of blessing and life. We take a moment to reflect on this time of year, on the holidays, as we take a moment for silent prayer.
Shalom, Aleinu
moment to offer prayers of healing and wholeness, particularly in these 10 days when families are gathered together either in person or virtually. We think about all of those who are not able to be with us because they are ill. And so we, particularly in this Shabbat, are thinking our hearts go out to, are stretched out, and our arms are stretched out to Audrey Hochstetter, one of our tutors here at CRJ, Bert Schumann, Jean Ombrust, B. Travitsky, and Barbara Nichols Kushner. We ask you to add the names of those that you are thinking of that are in need of healing at this time. As we offer this prayer, it's really a prayer that says to us, remind yourself that this person in your life is not feeling well, and that you have a responsibility to make a phone call or to reach out or prepare a meal or do something. It is a reminder as much to us as asking God to give the caregivers, the doctors, and the person themselves that which God has placed inside of us, the power to heal and the power to find a sense of shalom.
May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mekor habracha, Avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We stand as one community on this night of Tshuva, this night of return. As we think about Tshuva's return, we all the time return over and over again to those that we remember. United in grief as a community, united in loss, united in the power of a promise. God has made us. God will sustain us. We give praise to this life and rise up together to renew our strength and the blessing that memory truly is. At this time, we call to mind those who have passed away in the last 30 days and whose shloshim we recount on this Shabbat. Antonia Estrada, grandmother of Kristen Abramson, Gregory Chaversky, stepfather of Noreen Levitt, Ruth Wallace, beloved member of Congregation of Reformed Judaism, Len Goldman, husband of Marilyn Goldman, father of David Goldman, grandfather of Alex and Andrew Goldman, Elaine Grossman, sister of Judy Godorov, Shirley Zucker, aunt of Mary Yasker. It is also the tradition and call to mind those whose anniversary of passing occurred in this past week and also on this Shabbat day. James Keith Abbott, Abe Edelman, Irving Bank, Leah Barkowitz, Mildred Bass, Seymour Baum, Mildred Becker, Benjamin Benson, Samuel Benson, Abe Bloom, Leon Calvin, Joe Brown, Marcus Chepnek, Max Chernoff, Karen Chernoff, Shirley Cohen, Sal Cooperman, Thelma Couples, Thomas Davis, Ronnie Dement, Herman Dukin, Hortense Eckhouse, Benjamin Fine, Noah Theodore Frank, Esther Friedman, Elizabeth Gartner, Melvin Gollum, Jean Goldberg, Rose Gould, Helen Gribbs, Eunice Haas, Herbert Heck, Bernie Heller, Jacob Katz, Mitchell Klein, Rose Kushner, Rose Levine, Esther Levinsky, Adolf and Bettina Lieberman, Renee Magun, Joseph Meckler, Alan Nowen, Rosalie Pacheski, Diomedes Quiones, Gillis Rapp, John Redgrave, Lawrence Wright, Rose Zebrel Rosenbluth, Max Rovner, Elias Salkowitz, Marvin Schoenbroom, Benjamin Schreiber, Jack Selenov, Prentice Shapiro, Malcolm Siegel, Sadie Simkovsky, Selma Steiner, Rebecca Stetz, Phil Strimish, Leon Tagger, Alexander Schratner, Michael Zamor. We ask if you care to stand as you're able to honor those whose names that you are remembering, either the names we recite here out loud or those that you are remembering in your hearts. You may stand from any of them, and we ask you if you would like to join us to stand as one community. As Elie Wiesel says, memory does sustain us. And so we recite the prayer for memory together. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
B'yamad yivrach yotei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'agalav zman kariv v'mru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mavarach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitroman v'yinaseh. Yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shmei jugutshal v'yichlu. Le'olam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nekamata. Damira v'yamad v'mru. Amen. V'hei shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'mru. Amen. Oseh shalom v'rumav. Uyaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'mru. Amen. May God bring peace to those who mourning and comfort to those who are bereaved, and may those that we remember rest in peace, knowing that they are being remembered. Amen. And so this is the Shabbat before Yom Kippur, Shabbat Shuvah. So we want to invite all of the congregants that are watching and others. We have open walls, what we call open walls this year, which means that everyone is invited to join our High Holy Day services. You can tell friends and neighbors and people that you know. They just go to our website at crjorlando.org, and you'll find all of the links for all of the High Holiday activities. Just to remind you that Kol Nidre begins on Sunday night at 8 o'clock. At 9:30 in the morning, we will begin our Yom Kippur morning service, followed by our meditation service at 12:45, followed by our family service, followed by our Yisker service, followed by our healing service, followed by our Nila service, and hearing the sound of the shofar that allows us to break our fast. So I know it's going to be, I recognize, this hasn't really been written about, Cantor, but it's going to be really hard for people to fast. We're here in the synagogue and we're in the sanctuary, but you're at home, the refrigerator is close, temptation, a snack, whatever your tradition is. But if you're fasting for Yom Kippur and you fast the whole day and you don't listen to the Nila service for the final shofar, you cannot break your fast technically. Did you know that? And so if you don't listen to the Nila service, you're going to be fasting for a full year. So make sure that you tune in, I could say now, tune in to Nila service. Join us for all the services during the day. Our meditation service will be an interactive Zoom experience. And of course, our family service is going to feature the Cantor with our kids choir, the adult choir, the teen choir, and we have some very special things to share with you for this Yom Kippur. So we appreciate you joining us last week. I think we had over 900 people at one time watching on our stream. So that's pretty good. I was worried there were three, like your husband and my wife and a few other people, but there were more than that. So we invite you to, as we enter, on a serious note, the somberness of the Kol Nidre. Of course, we will feature a celloist with the Cantor and with piano, which will be one of the highlights, I think, of Yom Kippur. So please join us on Sunday night and also anytime on Monday. Anything else you want to add, Cantor?
Nope, I'm good.
This is a time for announcements. Any announcements you want to make? Okay.
Tune in, and we hope you enjoy.
Yeah.
And we've been appreciating the feedback as well.
And we're really happy that so many people have responded and said they really enjoyed the service. I know there are a few. This is a time for forgiveness, so
Just a disclaimer, if there are any technical glitches on Rosh Hashanah, there were several that were completely out of our control, related to the service that we use, the website that does all synagogues. But we're happy that your families are watching. I'm happy that Bryce's mom and dad are watching us. Cantor Bryce's mom and dad are watching us too on the stream. So please join in and share with whoever you like as we celebrate.
And actually, my mother-in-law and her husband were watching it.
Oh,
too,
okay. I don't want to leave her out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
You can't leave
Yeah,
the
I'm trying to
mother-in-law out.
can't leave your mother-in-law out. Right, Cantor, you've learned that, Cantor. That's very good. So we don't want to leave anyone out. We are inviting, because of what's happening in the world, we are inviting everyone who wants to be part of our High Holy Day experience. We are open to the world, literally. So please share. What are we going to close with tonight? Something that's going to lead us into Yom Kippur?
It is. So Rabbi doesn't know what melody
I don't know
Right,
because
it's in a
you didn't tell me.
to a tune. And I know you guys like that when I put a different tune in. It's not an American tune, though. It's a tune we've been singing, actually.
Oh,
Whoa.
Whoa.
What could it be?
I don't know. It's not Take Me Out to the Ball Game, is it? Okay. It's not Hamilton, is it?
It has some melody, some
Okay.
similarity melody-wise. Now you got to take me out in my head now.
Okay.
Adon olam asher malach v'ter
Kol
kol yetzir nivra ve'et nason v'chesed kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levo imlok nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh Vehu yihye betifara, vehu echad ve'ein sheni, lehamshilo lehachbira, beli reshit beli tachlit, velo ha'oz ve'hamisra, vehu eli v'chai go'ali, v'tzor chavli be'etzara, vehu nisi monosli, menat kosi beyom ekra, beya'ado of kid ruchi, beitishan be'aira, ve'im ruchi yaviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira, l'shana tova tikatevu, l'shana tova tikatevu, tikatevu, v'techatevu.
Shabbat Shalom, Gamar Chatimat Tova. May all of us be sealed for a year of health and goodness, a year of celebration, and certainly of Shalom. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.